Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at a new Indicator release. So this was released alongside All of My Sons, and it is 1947's Ivy. So this is directed by Sam Wood, who I've not seen anything else from before. It's a crime drama, clocking in at 99 minutes long. Stars the likes of Joan Fontaine, who was fantastic in the likes of Suspicion, Kiss the Blood Off My Hands, Something to Live For, and The Bigamist. We've also got Patrick Knowles, who was in The Wolfman and The Adventures of Robin Hood. Herbert Marshall, who I've seen in 10 other films, usually a supporting actor. He was in the likes of The Fly, Angel Face, and The Letter. And you've also got Richard Ney, who was in The Premature Burial, which is one of the only films out of the Roger Corman Poe cycle to not star Vincent Price, as it starred Ray Milland. And you've also got Cedric Hardwicke, who I've seen in 15 other films. He was also in Suspicion alongside Joan Fontaine, as well as Rope and The Invisible Man Returns. So when Ivy, an Edwardian belle, begins to like Miles, a wealthy gentleman, she is unsure of what to do with her husband, Jervis, or her lover, Dr. Roger. She then hatches a plan to get rid of them both. So if you're well versed in watching films from this period, you will have undoubtedly seen something similar to this before. But despite this not being a wholly original effort, it is nonetheless an engaging one that I predominantly enjoyed. Joan Fontaine, in particular, is excellent in the leading role, as she is entirely convincing at portraying the emotion and the manipulative and scheming Ivy, because several times she's really good at manipulating the men that she's around. She'll start crying, she'll start playing the victim, she'll make them feel guilty, all sorts of things just to get what she wants, which is at the end of the day, money. So yeah, she's really great at that. While the supporting cast is good, the pacing is also on point. It is well shot. There is some solid tension. The characterization is played out well, and the finale is satisfyingly executed. So overall, a 4 out of 5. Like I said, not particularly original. So many of films where there's a leading lady or even a leading man that is basically marrying into a getting into a relationship or marrying someone purely for money, and then something's going to go wrong, like a relationship comes back to haunt them, or they already are in a relationship and they've got to get rid of the other person and such. So it's in those kind of same kind of lines, really. But nonetheless, I think it's a really, really solid effort, and one that, yeah, is as good as it is because Joan Fontaine really does sell that leading role and she does great in it. So, yeah, that's why it gets 4 out of 5. So I've got the artwork showing you there, and then we've got reversible sleeve artwork as well. To be honest, I prefer this version. The green is a bit too lurid for me, to be honest, and just having some heads floating around doesn't really float my boat, to be honest. We also get a booklet as well, and inside you get your cast and your crew. Then we get A Taste for Poison by Pamela Hutchinson from 2026. And we also get shots from the film as well. And we also get the story of Mary Belloc Lowndes. So Mary Adelaide Elizabeth Rayner Lowndes, born 1868 and died in 1947, who wrote as Marie Belloc Lowndes, is little known today but achieved considerable fame and success in her own lifetime. By the time of her death in 1947, her list of published works included upward of 40 novels, 4 volumes of memoirs, and several biographies, along with plays, short stories, and a vast body of journalistic output. If Lowndes is remembered today, it is for her Jack Ripper novel The Lodger from 1913. I think they made a film of that in the 40s or 30s. And the story of Ivy was the 5th of her works to be adapted to screen. So, yeah, she's the original writer for this film. And we've also got Pure Menzies, Ivy, and the father of production design. So I imagine that's the production designer of the film itself. Got more shots from the film. So we've got Una O'Connor, who's only in it briefly, but she's always great to see in a film regardless. More well known probably for her 1930s horror films, where she usually plays someone that was screaming in the street or something like that, especially with Invisible Man and the like. But yeah, she's always great to see. And then we've got a critical response at the time. And then we've got about the presentation and special thanks and such in the back. So the film was sourced from Universal's HD remaster. The film's original mono soundtrack was remastered at the same time, and it looks and sounds perfectly good. Not spectacular, but it does the job, and yeah, it doesn't look horrible at all, and doesn't have any sound issues either that I picked up. And it's in the 1:37:1 aspect ratio, English language with English language subtitles, and black and white format as well. And in terms of extras on the disc itself, we've got audio commentary with academic and film curator Eloise Ross from 2026. The Unappreciated Director from 2026. That's a 20-minute in-depth appreciation of the film and Sam Wood by writer and film historian Neil Sinyard. Suspense, The Story of Ivy, that's from 1945, clocks in at 27 minutes long. Radio adaptation of Murray Bullock Lowndes' novel, starring Anne Richards, Raymond Lawrence, and Wally Mayer. I'm pretty sure I've seen Anne Richards in something recently, to be honest. No, I'm mistaking her for someone else called Anne Harding. I do apologise. And then we got original theatrical trailer, image gallery, and yeah, this is a UK premiere on Blu-ray, so it's inevitably had a release somewhere else in the world. But it's a limited edition of 3,000 copies for the UK as well. So yeah, overall a really, really solid film, to be honest. I really liked All of My Sons, but I think this is a little bit more engaging in terms of its plot and has a much more satisfying finale as well in terms of its character. Not in terms of the themes like with All of My Sons, but still or all my sons, even not all of my sons. But still, they're both really rather good, and yeah, complement each other in a decent amount of kind of way. We do have another release from Indicator coming up later this month called Undertow. I do believe it was supposed to be released alongside Ivy and All My Sons, but for whatever reason hasn't been. But really looking forward to that because that is a William Castle directed film. It's one of his earlier efforts from the 40s, I believe, and yeah, I really like his film noir efforts. He obviously worked on the Whistler series as well that we looked at not long ago. So, yeah, looking forward to that. But nonetheless, if you have seen Ivy before, that's your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next one. Bye.